On the news tonight, the federal government declares Tuesday as public holiday in honor of late former President Muhammadu Buhari, who passed away on Sunday. Osun'S State Governor Ademola Adeleke criticizes Rauf Aregbesola, describes his 8-year tenure as the worst in state's history. The Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees in the FCT suspend 3-month strike. On the foreign scene, United States President Donald Trump threatens very severe tariffs against Russia if there is no Ukraine deal within 50 days. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Okpayemuni. The federal government has declared Tuesday, July 15, 2025 as a public holiday in honor of the late former President Muhammadu Buhari, who passed away on Sunday. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, announced the holiday on behalf of the federal government following the approval of President Bola Tinubu. The declaration comes as part of the ongoing 7-day national mourning period earlier announced by the president to pay tribute to Buhari's life and legacy. Buhari died at age 82 at a clinic in London, and his death was confirmed in a statement by his former special advisor, Garba Shehu, on Sunday evening. In a statement by the Ministry of Interior's Permanent Secretary, Magdalene Ajani, Tunji-Ojo described Buhari as a leader who served Nigeria with dedication and integrity. He added that a public holiday is meant to offer Nigerians a moment to reflect on the late president's contributions to the country's democratic journey and national development. Meanwhile, Katsina State Governor Diko Rada has announced that the remains of a former leader would arrive in Katsina on Tuesday, July 15, 2025 by noon. It disclosed that the burial would take place in Daura, the hometown of the late president, by 2 p.m. on the same day.
To announce the burial arrangement for our father, the late President Muhammadu Buhari, who passed out yesterday in a hospital in London. And we have made consultation with the family, and we have made consultation with the people around him in London, and we concluded that the body will arrive Katsina tomorrow, inshallah, by about 12 noon, and the burial is going to take place in Daura about 2 p.m. So these are the arrangements in place, and we pray to Almighty Allah to grant his soul peace, and may Allah grant him Al-Jannah Firdaus, and may Allah bring them to Katsina in peace. And on behalf of myself and the government and the people of Katsina State, we condole the family, and we also condole the people of Nigeria, especially we also want to condole His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of Nigeria over the demise of his predecessor, General Muhammadu Buhari. May Almighty Allah bless him and give us the...
In the meantime, the Northwest Governors Forum has declared Tuesday a public holiday across all 7 states of the region to honor the late former President Muhammadu Buhari, who died on Sunday in a hospital in the United Kingdom. The forum's chairman and governor of Katsina State, Diko Rada, in a statement, expressed profound grief over the demise of the elder statesman, describing it as a colossal loss to Nigeria. He described Buhari as a father, leader, and the pride of the Northwest region, stressing that the former president lived a life defined by selfless service, unwavering integrity, and patriotic sacrifice. The forum, as a mark of honor, unanimously agreed to declare Tuesday a public holiday across Kaduna, Katsina, Kano, Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, and Zamfara states to allow citizens to pay their respects. The forum urged Nigerians from all walks of life to pray for the peaceful repose of Buhari's soul, urging unity in grief. In a related development following the death of former President Muhammadu Buhari on Sunday in a London hospital, the National Assembly has rescheduled the plenary sessions of both chambers, the Senate and the House of Representatives, to Tuesday, July 22, 2025. Clerk to the National Assembly, Kamoru Ogulano, who announced this in a statement on Monday, said the action was meant to honor the deceased for his legacy and services to the country. The Federal Legislature had last Thursday, July 10, adjourned plenary sessions to Tuesday, July 15, before the sudden death of Buhari on Sunday at the age of 82 years. Ogulano pointed out that the late former President Buhari will be remembered for his commitment to Nigeria's unity and his integrity. He prayed the Almighty Allah to grant the soul of the deceased eternal rest in Al-Jannatul Firdaus. Varied options surfaced today on the streets of Osogbo as residents reacted to the passing of Nigeria's former president, Muhammadu Buhari, who died in the United Kingdom on July 13, 2025, at the age of 82. Isaac Aloba has more.
On the streets of Osogbo, conversations were marked by mixed emotions as Nigerians weighed in on the performance and legacy of the late Muhammadu Buhari. Adekunle, a point-of-sale operator, expressed strong dissatisfaction with Buhari's economic policies, pointing to the cashless policy and the naira scarcity it triggered as examples of hardship under his administration.
Because láyé former president Buhari, ìgbà yẹn ni naira scarcity ìgbà yẹn, cashless policy ìgbà yẹn ó le gan. Tó yẹ pé tá bá fẹ́ lọ gbowó ní POS gan, ìgbà téèyàn ń fowó ra owó ni, lówó tó yẹ pé a kàn máa ń rí ẹni àwọ̀tẹ́lẹ̀. So gbogbo nǹkan le, ìgbà yẹn ráìsì wọ́n gan. Láyé Jonathan nǹkan wọ́n tó báyìí. Láyé former president tó náà kú, Yar'Adua nǹkan wọ́n tó báyìí. Wáyé Buhari ńgbà yẹn, Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè ṣàforíjì fún o. Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè ṣàforíjì fún. Tá bá ní ká wo tàwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà pé bí gbogbo wa bí ìnira tó fi ní wa ń gbà yẹn, tá bá ní ká wo tiwa pé àwa la máa dájọ́ ẹ̀. Ọ̀run ẹ̀ ò ṣúọ́ o.
Oluwagbemiga Okpemipo, who hails from a family of farmers, reflected on what he considered the administration's failure to support agriculture. He lamented the low prices of cocoa during the late general's tenure, among others.
My father is a cocoa farmer. He's selling cocoa during all this period. Nothing really much. The prices of cocoa is very, very low compared to this time. Like then, let's just say like cocoa, they were selling like 1.5 per kilo. But right now, I think it's like 10K, 12K. So much profits.
For one day body, Buhari's death in a London hospital symbolized the collapse of Nigeria's healthcare system, an area many feel was neglected throughout his tenure.
The time he died now, in my own opinion, if he developed our hospital, buy much equipment that can be used to take care of everybody, both the people that in the top government and the people that less privileged, that one will be good. Instead, our doctor are going to the other country, our nurses are traveling abroad instead to serve ourselves in Nigeria. So,
while Buhari's administration saw some progress in infrastructure and social investment programs, it was also marred by controversy. These include the handling of the NSAS protests, the Twitter ban in 2020, ongoing insecurity, and lingering questions about public funds mismanagement. But not all voices were critical. Shadi Akinwale described the administration as impactful, particularly praising the federal government's COVID-19 response and the rollout of the N-Power scheme, which she said alleviated youth unemployment. Jamiu Mustafa echoed this, noting that Buhari played a role in stabilizing certain aspects of the nation's economy, especially for those willing to embrace government programs. Another resident emphasized that no government satisfies everyone, pointed to the contrast in fuel prices between Buhari's era and the present as a sign of his efforts to cushion economic shocks.
Especially àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan tí wọ́n ní wọn ò rí ọwọ́ orí àtàwọn tí wọn ò tó rẹ̀ nígbà náà wọ́n sì ṣe nǹkan fún wọn takuntakun àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ nígbà náà nígbà kòró ó ṣe nǹkan takuntakun fún wa ó fún wa lóúnjẹ ó fún wa lówó owó tí ń sẹ́ndì sákàǹtì ó fún wa àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀
I get 1 or 2, 3 friends that also told me that, okay, this empower, this and that. And you know, as a politician, you can't do all. You just try your best and leave the rest for the God. So
Muhammadu Buhari first ran for president under the ANPP in 2003 and 2007, and later under CPC in 2011. He emerged as the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate in 2014, defeating incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan in a historic 2015 election. He won his second term in 2019 and remained president until 2023. Prior to that period, Buhari was military head of state from January 1984 to August 1985. His passing marks the end of a political career defined by military legacy, democratic transition, and a deeply divided national opinion. Isaac Aloba, Western Spring Television News.
While Vice President Kashim Shettima has paid a visit to Aisha Buhari, the widow of late former President Muhammadu Buhari, in London, the Vice President, who led a Nigerian government delegation to bring back Buhari's remains, also met the late president's children. Images of Shettima's visit to the former First Lady circulating on social media show the Vice President and Buhari's wife and children in a mourning mood. Buhari died while receiving treatment for an undisclosed illness in London, United Kingdom, on Sunday. He served as military head of state and later as a democratically elected Nigerian president. Shettima and other members of a federal government delegation in London are expected to return to Nigeria with the remains of a former president on Tuesday. In other news, a Rivers State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has barred the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, from inaugurating the newly confirmed chairman and members of the Rivers State Services Commission, pending the judgment of a court in the pending suit. Justice Frank Onyiri issued the order after all parties adopted their final written addresses in a suit filed by the chairman and members of the Rivers State Services Commission, appointed by suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara. The claimants are challenging their suspension by the sole administrator, Justice Onyiri, after directing all parties to maintain the status quo in an order issued in April 2024, adjourned the matter for judgment fixed for September 25, 2025. In Delta State, determined to end unlawful detention and protect citizens' rights, Delta State Chief Judge Justice Tessie DI has ordered the immediate release of 10 inmates from custodial centers across the state. Justice DI, who embarked on a jail delivery exercise to Warri, Sapele, and Kwale custodial centers, revealed a total of 676 warrants, leading to the release of 10 inmates on the advice of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The DPP held that the released inmates had no case to answer. She emphasized that her visit was to ensure that no individual was unjustly held in any of the custodial centers in the state beyond the lawful period or without proper charges. Justice Dai also noted challenges such as the failure to produce defendants in court, particularly at the magistrate court level. She expressed hope that such courts will seize the benefits of the Zoom facilities installed in Warri and Ughelli High Courts. To politics, Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun'S State has blasted his predecessor, Rauf Aregbesola, describing his 8-year tenure as the worst in Osun's history. This is in response to Aregbesola's statement on Sunday while addressing supporters of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, in Osogbo. Aregbesola had boasted that the ADC would dislodge the Adeleke-led administration from the government house come 2026. Responding in a statement signed by spokesperson Olawale Rasheed on Monday, Adeleke said Aregbesola has no moral ground to speak, accusing him of leaving behind a legacy of hardship, financial mismanagement, and institutional decay. Adeleke disclosed that his administration has so far paid 28 months of the half salaries owed by Aregbesola's administration and has also cleared close to 60 billion naira in pension debt, criticizing Aregbesola for plunging the state into a circle of unsustainable debt, which he said is still affecting Osun's financial health today. The war of words between the former and current governors signals an early start to the political contest ahead of the 2026 Osun governorship election. In Ondo State, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa on Monday inaugurated 16 commissioners in Akure, the state capital, urging them to hit the ground running as they assume office immediately. He, however, warned the friends and families of the newly sworn-in commissioners against putting undue pressure on his appointees by seeking undue favors from them. The governor also stated that the reason for taking his time before appointing the commissioners was to enable him to carefully select the best hands to handle the work of the state with him. He assured those who are yet to be appointed that there were still ample opportunities for them to serve the state in various capacities.
Precisely, on Thursday, the 27th day of February 2025, we inaugurated the first batch of the State Executive Council members, including commissioners and special advisors, that immediately critical to take off of our new administration. I must at this time acknowledge the reservations of some individuals who felt that the State Executive Council should have come off stream in one fell swoop. However, within the first 100 days of our administration in office, we have been able to prove that slow and steady wins the race.
You're watching News at 7 on Western Spring Television. Still to come, 4 people killed as 3-story uncompleted building collapses in Fage local government area of Kano State. We'll bring you more on this when we return.
Nigeria still has some breathtaking natural areas and national parks. This forest and